We're here on day 15. As we are commanded, right? We on Shabbat is what? Holy convocation. It would have been nice if we'd have not, and no one had no other responsibilities today, and we're able to congregate like 11 this morning, like 11 noon, hang out all day, right? Like the ancient times. You know what I'm saying? The whole world, everything just shut down. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be the kingdom as we know, as he promised. Right? So we want to start out, let's go to the book of Luke. Let's go to St. Luke chapter 4. Alright. Again, I got the title of what the Periscope, I think it's a Shabbat class. I didn't name an exact title, but we're gonna go through the history. I don't know. Shabbat as commanded. And the main point is what? The Shabbat, the Sabbath, is what? A feast day. Feast means what? Moedim in the Hebrew. Appointed time. Right? This is an appointment between what? The Israelites and the Heavenly Father. All right, we're going to prove that in the scriptures. And I'm sure we all ate today, but that's not what feast means. All right? Feast means appointed time, and on this feast we're supposed to do what? Convocate. Holy convocation. And it's what you have to eat. Right? So we're going to start at St. Luke. Let's start out at St. Luke chapter 4, verse 4.
St. Luke chapter 4 and 4.
4 and 4.
And the Messiah answered him, and saying, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone.
Say that, read that again. It's written what?
And that man shall not live by bread alone.
So you understand that bread alone meaning what? Like food. You know we gotta eat. So you can't live by just bread alone. Get an understanding of feast don't just mean eating. It means a point in time. Read on.
But every word of the Most High. And the
right. Okay. And the man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of God. Right? So, then what's that? Keeping the laws, keeping the commandments, being a doer. Not just that goes in not just eating, right? You have to be a doer. Doer what? Every word that proceeds out of the mouth. We know that's what the commandments. Right? Just to further prove that, let's go to we're coming back to Luke 4. Let's go to Romans chapter 3 real quick. What's that talking about? Every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. What is that talking about? Let's go to Romans chapter 3.
Romans chapter 3, verse 3.
Yeah. No, 3 verse 1. Start at verse 1.
Verse 1. What advantage then hath the Jew?
So that's a question. What advantage have the Jew, of the Jew? The Jews were the Israelite, right? Read on.
Or what profit is there of circumcision?
Right, that's a double fold question. What profit there of circumcision? Circumcision a person born as a Jew and a person that's come back to their heritage. It's twofold.
Right, there we go.
Read on.
Much every way. Chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of the Most High.
Right. See, so the question is, Paul is asking, what advantages of the Jew or profit of the profit? See that of the circumcision, of an obeyer, of being born an Israelite, right? Every way, chiefly, mainly. 100% reason why, because what? You know the Most High, he created his people and heathen. So much every way, man. That's mainly important of who you are, right? Chiefly because that unto them, the real Jews, the Israelites, unto them were committed what? The oracles of God. What's that? The covenants. Law, statutes, commandments only given to one nation of people. So that's why, man, we should not live by bread alone, because food alone ain't going to do nothing for you. Only. That goes into being a doer, not just a hearer. Understand? All right, so now with that, let's go back to Luke and finish this part here. Luke, we're going to read that 4 and 4 again, right? And Jesus, the Messiah, right, answered him, saying, it is written that man should not live by bread alone. Right? Because on feast days, just give an example, on feast days, of course, we got to eat. We don't cook. We don't buy. Right? We prep our meals. Right? But every word that proceeded, every word of God, right? Now, from there, jump over to verse 16. Because we know we were commanded, like, I was going to say, to follow the steps of the Messiah, which is Jesus, right? Verse 16.
Verse 15. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up.
See, where he had been brought up, what they're talking about? Where he lived, where he grew up at, where he dwelled. Read on.
And as his custom was...
What's that? What's the custom?
Like a tradition.
How he is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How he is.
How he is, right? And what the other word is H. It started with an H.
Heritage.
There you go.
His heritage.
Right. As his custom was heritage. And we read in Sirach 17:11. You can write that down. That's a heritage. Sirach 17:11. Right? Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the laws of life for an heritage. Right? So, and as his custom was, or as the Messiah's heritage was, read.
He went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day.
When?
He went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day.
So we know the Messiah. You need a pen? No problem. No
I'm
problem.
sorry.
No problem. We got a bunch of them up here. No problem. Okay, sister got you. All right. If y'all need, feel free to raise your hand. We got paper. We got pens. No problem. No problem. No problem. All right. So read 16 again.
And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day.
On the Shabbat day. So we know Shabbat day is what? Day 8, day 15, day 22, and day 29. This ain't Saturday right here. He ain't talking about Saturday. All right? On the Sabbath day, and what? And he did what?
Stood up for to read.
To do what?
Stood up for to read.
Right, because that was what? His custom. That's what we do. Now we love reading. We talk about that, right, bro? We love reading now. We ain't like reading in school or maybe much in college or whatever. Right. We're taking a course to do, because we know that's not 100% factual. Our spirit doesn't bear witness with a lot of stuff that we got to read. But now we understand that we done discovered something. We got letters from our ancestors.
Yes.
So now the reading is a different flip now. You know what I'm saying? It's a different. Now we're reading with a different set of eyes and a different mind.
A whole different spirit.
We love it now. Right? Beautiful, man. So, and he did what? He went into the synagogue on what? The Sabbath day, because it was a custom to keep the Sabbath. Let's go read about this custom and where it started from. What do you got to do when they tell people to don't worry about that Old Testament? Why did the slave master? Why did they tell our people that? Because that's your history, right? So-called Black, Hispanic, Native American man, woman, and child, right?
That's real.
You got to read that. Forget that old stuff. And even now, it's modern days. Like what? Forget about slavery. Remember 9/11?
Yeah. You see that? Yeah.
It's the same thing as they told the people back in the day. The slave Bible and took out stuff. Now you got some Bibles just New Testament Bible. What is that? It's New Testament Bible.
What, it could be like what, like this thing?
Yeah, no, they'll make it a little thicker, spread out the context, make it a little thicker. New Testament Bible. Here you go, son.
That's crazy.
Man, God love everybody.
It's gonna be shorter than the Apocrypha by itself.
But we tell everybody now what? The cat is out of the bag. Exodus chapter 31. The cat is out of the bag now.
31.
Exodus chapter 31.
Exodus chapter 31, verse.
We're going to start at verse. Let me get there real quick.
13.
Yes, sir. We start at 12.
12. Exodus chapter 31, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak thou also unto the children of Israel.
Wait, hold that. Let's hold that. Read verse 12 again.
And the Most High spake unto the Moses, saying.
Now, who was just speaking in Luke? Who we're talking about? The Messiah, right? Mm-hmm. So let's go to St. John real quick. 5:46. You know what I'm talking about. Because we talking about the Messiah. We know he kept the Sabbath, right? But how did the Messiah know about keeping the Sabbath? Where did he get it from? We need to get some understanding, right? Did the Messiah just, I'm going to come and keep the Sabbath? I'm just going to keep the Sabbath.
John what?
John 5, verse 46.
46.
We just read it, Exodus chapter 31:12. And the Most High spake unto who? Moses. Mm-hmm. So we understand where the Messiah got this from. Go ahead. St. John 5:46.
St. John chapter 5, verse 46. For had ye believed Moses.
For what?
For had ye believed Moses.
Who's this speaking right here? Who's speaking right here? John chapter 5.
He's just trying to read it real quick.
I didn't hear you.
Messiah?
There you go. Right, this is the Messiah speaking.
Yeah.
So read that again.
For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me.
Right.
For he wrote of me.
For he wrote to the Messiah. Moses wrote of the Messiah, like the Messiah is saying right here. Read on.
Right.
But if ye believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words?
Right, because the Messiah, he told us, we just read in Luke, right, that he kept the Sabbath day, where his custom was. Right? So now let's go back to Exodus chapter 31. Now we understand what the Messiah, as far as keeping the Shabbat and where he got that from, how his custom was to go, how his why his custom was to keep the Shabbat. It was in the law. We know the Messiah was what? Perfect. He kept his father's laws. Right? So Exodus 31, verse 13.
Exodus 31:13. Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbaths ye shall keep.
Saying verily what?
Verily my Sabbaths ye shall keep.
See, that sounds like a commandment. We supposed to keep the Sabbath. Now, you know, we keep the Sabbath by not, for the law, by not congregating, by cooking food, by
any of your own
pleasures. Right. All praise for saying that. Right. You see that? Yeah. So, verily, my Sabbath ye shall keep. We know that's one of the first commandments. Ain't that about the fourth commandment or fifth commandment? Read on.
You know, if you say that word right there, verily.
Right.
A lot of people don't take that. They don't take it right.
Way to bring that up.
That's the command.
Right.
Verily.
All praise. Way to bring that out. Verily, my Sabbaths ye shall keep. Read on.
For it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord that doeth sanctify you.
See that? For it is a sign. Why? Verily keep the Sabbath. Why? For it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations. Right? It's a sign. Who's me and you? The Heavenly Father and His children, the Israelites. It's a sign between me and you. See that? That's why we know it's appointed time. This is the appointed time. One of the appointed times. Day 15. Right. So tomorrow's what?
Day 16.
Day 16. Is that appointed time?
No.
That can't be your Shabbat.
No.
No. You see, it's a sign between me and you throughout your what? Generations. We know when we read Matthew chapter 1, it talks about what the generations of Jesus or the Messiah. Right? Throughout your generation. That's why the Messiah was one of his customs to keep the Sabbath. He was born into this, right? He was born a Jew, right?
Yes.
We ask brother all the time in the streets, can you become a Chinese man? Can you become an Arab? No. Right? So this is a custom. Read verse 14.
Verse 14, ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you.
We know it's what holy means. Holy means what? Separate. These are your days I gave you, right? So if the Jewish man, think about this for a second, brothers and sisters, right? We got Judaism, right?
Yeah.
And their Sabbath is what? Saturday. You see that? So ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore it is holy unto you. So what's holy about Saturday? That's Seventh-day Adventist. That's a Jewish man. Jehovah's Witness. They have meetings on Saturdays and Sundays.
Right. Saturday's Day.
Right. You see that?
Yeah,
that's nothing holy about that. See the difference? Right. Go ahead, because that's the point. For it is holy unto you. Why? We just read in verse 14. For it is a sign between me and you. And what's the sign? That's an oath. Right. Go ahead, read 14 again.
Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death.
Now, see that everyone that defileth? Who that's talking about?
Israel.
Everyone of you, everyone that defileth shall be sure. Because why? Because Sabbath is only given to the Israelites. Right? But for some reason, we get to John 3:16. See how they got you? In the New Testament, now the whosoever means everybody. How all of a sudden whosoever is everybody? We're saying right here, everyone that defiled it.
Right.
He was only talking to the Israelites the whole time. Right. That's why you got your New Testament Bible.
Wow.
I didn't hear about that.
That's why you got your New Testament Bible in your religious religious organizations. See, whosoever. Why? Because they tell you don't read the New Testament. Of course you're gonna think whosoever if you don't read the Old Testament. Right? For whosoever. Go ahead, read on.
For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people.
And we understand that, we understand there's that's where faith and grace come in. Why? Because we understand as Israelites now, we're in the land of our captivity. Okay? But they can't make you work. I mean, they can't make you buy. Right. They can't make you sell. They can't make you cook. But land of your captivity, we understand, brothers, so we got to be forced to work.
All right.
Right? Go ahead, jump down to verse 16.
16, wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath.
See that? Well, Heavenly Father always repeats itself. Wherefore, read.
Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations.
Throughout your generations. That don't stop. We have children, it keeps on going. Throughout your generations. We know this ain't no movement. This is what forever. We're going to be keeping the Sabbath in the kingdom, too. Sabbath ain't going to stop. Read on.
For a perpetual covenant.
For a perpetual covenant. What that mean?
Forever.
On and on and on. And like the Energizer Bunny, right? Keep going and going and going and going, right? Now, an oath, right? Because I just read up in verse 13, it said, for it is a sign between me and you. What that's talking about? That sign between me and you. What's the sign that we use to keep our Sabbaths or to keep our months?
Moon.
There you go.
Right.
That's the sign right there. That's the sign. Other than that, how you gonna know? How did Paul and the epistles and all the Israelites know when to go to Jerusalem 3 times a year? They looked at the Egyptian calendar or the Greek calendar. They had the ordinance in the sky. You see that?
So nobody could tell them a lie. And be like, you know what I mean? Yeah, for real.
Right.
They made sure they was on time, man.
Exactly.
You
On
couldn't say
time.
you didn't know what time it was. You know what I'm saying? None of that,
The
man.
watch time will let you know and everything, man.
Appointed time. Go ahead and read verse 17.
It's beautiful, man. They don't run out of batteries, do it.
Right. Verse 17.
Verse 17. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever.
See that? It's a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. Read on.
For in 6 days the Most High made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day he rested and was refreshed.
You see what helps us conclude there? Now, y'all can drop that. Let's go to Jeremiah. We're coming back to Leviticus though, but let's go to Jeremiah to further prove that. Jeremiah chapter 30. Yeah, Jeremiah chapter 31. Right? Because it is a sign between me and the children of Israel. How long? Forever. Right? For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth. Right? So he made the heavens and the earth. We notice in the heavens the sun, moon, and stars. Right? And the earth. The earth is the land that we're standing on. 4 corners of the earth. Right? And everything in it. And its people. And all its creation. Correct?
Correct.
Now, Jeremiah 31:35.
Jeremiah 31 verse 35.
Mm-hmm.
Thus saith the Most High,
Right?
which giveth the sun for a light by day,
So talking about the sun,
and the ordinance of the moon of the stars for a light by night,
that's the heavens, right? The sun, the moon, and stars is in the heavens. Read on.
which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Most High, the Lord of hosts, is his name.
Right, because he made the sun, the moon, and stars to control the night, to control the day, and the moon with the seasons controls the tides and the sea that we just read. 36.
If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Most High.
If those what?
Ordinances depart from me, saith the Most High.
What ordinances are we talking about?
The ones you just stated.
Which are?
The moon and the stars and the sun.
Right. If those ordinances depart from it, we just read in Exodus, it is a sign between me and the children of Israel, for in 6 days work shall be done. May the Lord, what made the heaven and the earth, right? So, verse 37 again, no, 36.
If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Most High, then the seed of Israel shall cease from being a nation before me forever.
You see that? So long as the sun, moon, and stars, then we can still see them. What that mean? The children of Israel still in the earth breathing, man.
Yeah.
The only reason why the sun, moon, and stars is here in this earth, it's in the condition that it's in, is because of my people.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
Dang, that's deep
Yeah.
too.
It's beautiful, man.
You really think about its connection. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. All right, so man, to conclude that, man, I gotta read Joel 2:27. And then we going back to Leviticus. Right? Joel 2:27, man.
Well, if that don't make you want to do cartwheels.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, man. Hey,
Yeah.
if they would have exterminated us, man, they would have been in darkness right now to the day.
Right.
Yes.
They would.
Right. Won't be no sun, won't start, won't be nothing. Right. Won't be no rain, won't be no nothing growing.
No nothing, man. It would have been finished, man.
Joel 2:27, man.
Joel. This book of Joel. Book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 21. 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
You see that? We just read to get an understanding. Now we understand what that's saying. Read that again.
And ye shall know that I'm in the midst of Israel.
Heavenly Father saying, I'm in the midst of who? My people, my children. So that's what holy means separate, right? So in Heavenly Father, he said, I am in the midst of Israel. So where's the Holy Spirit at? He's saying, and you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel. He's saying, you shall be holy unto me, for I am holy. Right. So where's the Holy Spirit dwelling at?
Within the holy servants.
Within Israel.
Yeah, within
He ain't dwelling nowhere else. See that? You shall know that I am in the midst of Israel. Read on.
And that I'm the Lord your God. And none else.
And none else. Ain't no God love everybody. Ain't no God dealing with everybody. I don't care how nice a person is of another nation. It don't matter. We got to go with the scripture saying, I'm the Lord your God and none else. He said it. We didn't say it. Y'all preaching hate. Hey, look, you got to deal with the Most High's words. They ain't our words. We just the messengers, right? None else. Read on.
And my people shall never be ashamed.
That's that shout my brother was just talking about. And my people shall never be ashamed. So those people, if they find the truth and they get mad and bitter, well, what about the other people? Are you serious?
Right.
All the atrocities and the things that we deal with, we weren't about them.
Right.
Paul said, "Be peaceable with all men." I don't mean take up arms and go to war. No, you just hold your peace, steadfast, be patient, keep His commandments. The Heavenly Father, and through His Son, they gonna fight for us. In the kingdom, we talked about last weekend, right? The kingdom is gonna be in righteousness. So we ain't gonna do them like they did us. But the Israelites not gonna do the heathen like the heathen did us. Right. Castrating us, hanging us, putting us to death. No, it ain't gonna be that. We in righteousness. So guess what? They don't want to keep the Sabbath. Get put to death. Ain't gonna be no Christmas. Right. Ain't gonna be no birthdays. They're gonna have to keep these holy days. You see what I'm saying? And we ain't gonna starve them out, and all these wicked things that they did to us. It's gonna be in righteousness and rulership, righteousness.
Right. Get down and lay down.
Get down and lay down. So, right. So if you don't want to do right by the Heavenly Father's laws, statutes, commandments, which He commanded the Israelites to rule the earth in, you get put to death for not being right. Right. See that's righteousness right there. All right. No homosexuality, no drug dealing, no pedophilia, none of that. Right. You get put to death. You see? So with that, let's go back to Leviticus, just to further prove that what this is a sign between the Israelites and the Heavenly Father. Leviticus chapter 19. Leviticus chapter 19. We can start at verse 1.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel.
See, so with that, speak unto who?
All the congregation of the children of Israel.
That means all the congregation of the children of Israel, right? So anybody get a pass on not keeping us on this right here? Anybody get a pass? Anybody excluded? Okay, read on.
And say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy.
We know what holy means. Exodus 20:26, right? You shall be separate. So you shall be holy. You shall keep my Sabbaths. Read on.
Ye shall, Leviticus 20:26.
Leviticus, my bad.
Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths.
See, that goes into the commandments. Honor thy mother and my father, and hey, what? Keep my Sabbaths. Read on.
I am the Lord your God.
We just read that in Joel 2:27. See, now we're going to say when all of the scripture when it's saying, I am the Lord your God, that ain't talking about everybody. Everybody don't fit into that. I am the Lord your God, and we say, I am the Lord your God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Did the Europeans come? Did He bring the Europeans out of Egypt?
No.
Chinese man out of Egypt?
No.
Arabs? No. Who was brought out of Egypt? Africans? We know Africans weren't brought out of Egypt. No. They were the Egyptians.
Right.
See?
That's the good one. I never see it like that. That's right. Oh, man, that's good.
That's how we know it's separations there.
Oh, man. I ain't never think of that, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I looked at one and said that those Africans had the Israelites in slavery before anybody else, any other nation.
Right.
Can you imagine that?
Yep.
Right. And then now we understand, not only that's black on black crime on two levels. We got two different nations that supposedly black, right? And then we got a wicked part of our own nation. Because they say, Messiah's own people did away with him. Not understanding that, just like how we got today. We got our own wicked people that's gonna snitch on you. That's gonna snitch you to the Hillsborough County Sheriff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they out here with the Bible now. Yeah, come get them. You know what I'm saying? That's the times that we like Jacob's trouble. We got our own people turned the Messiah and gave him over to the Roman authorities.
You know, I don't know if you're that familiar with law enforcement, but the FBI, the U.S. Marshal, and all your good, you say good, of those very, very profitable detectives, where do they get their lines of information from? Those squillers. Right. They infiltrate. They send somebody just like you in there, send you in there, and they investigate.
Right. Right. And we know that one thing that that's true. And one thing that's beautiful about this is, for one, is that we do have a leader, but our leader ain't physical here in the flesh. See, that's what they understand. This ain't no movement, so they can try that, and we know they're gonna try that. But you can't fake the spirit. So whoever, let's say an informant, they send send him on here to this congregation, right? He gonna get weeded out. His spirit ain't gonna be able to sit in here
and deal with the order and responsibility.
You see what I'm saying? He gonna get weeded out. Right. Any brother that come in, you might be able. You might be able to last a couple weeks.
Right.
But in this spiritual war right here, you can't pretend this.
Yeah, that's like that Black Klansman shit.
Right. So they gonna send an informant in here, and these scriptures gonna hit his spirit from his ancestors, and he ain't gonna be able to come sit in here no more. Hey, I only can do a month. I can't go back in there. I can't go back in there. Yeah, because this is different right here. This ain't no gang. This ain't no social club. Right, that spirit gonna weed you out.
Right.
For sure.
Right, all praises. So boom, let's go to Leviticus 25. Jump over to Leviticus 25. We can start at verse 1 again. Again, just going through the history on what? Our Sabbath, not everybody's Sabbath. It's our Sabbath.
Leviticus 21.
25.
21.
Verse 1, right.
And the Most High spake unto Moses in Mount Sinai, saying,
See, the Heavenly Father is dealing with who? Moses and the Israelites. Yes. Not everybody. Read on.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye come into the land which I give you.
When ye come into the land, that's future prophecy right here. We know we ain't in that land. When you come into the land that I give you, that's Holy Land. That's Jerusalem, our homeland, not Africa. Right? And for our Northern Kingdom family, and they're not Spain, right? Our Northern Kingdom think they're Spaniards, and our Southern Kingdom brothers and sisters think they're Africans. No, y'all derived from Jerusalem. Y'all the Israelites, man. You can tell by, we tell brothers and sisters all the time, you can tell by you got European last names, you're speaking English and Spanish, man. Right? And your father goes back to the sub-Saharan slave trade or the conquest of the Christopher Columbus and the conquest of the world. That's how we know who the Israelites are. Right? So read verse 2 again.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when you come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord.
See, then shall the what?
The land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord.
See, that right there is holy. Heavenly Father's always giving instruction, not only to the people, but to the land. The land shall keep a Sabbath. Right? Go ahead, read on.
6 years thou shalt sow thy field.
You see that? 6 years you're supposed to sow. Read on.
And 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard and gather in the fruit thereof.
Read on. So for 6 years, go ahead.
But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for the Lord.
Read on.
Thou shalt neither sow thy field, neither prune thy vineyard.
So I guess what I mean, the earth, what he's telling us right here, earth need a rest. You done got 6 years of plentiful, y'all good, your pantries, everything, you loaded up, you got your wheat and all. Let the land rest. Now, we know Job 9:24, the earth given to the hand of the wicked. Do the heathens, do they let the land rest every 7 years?
No.
No.
Drain it dry.
Drain it dry. They running the earth into the ground, man.
Yep.
Right. And that's
see
why
that?
the blessing is too, is that like my family from Connecticut, they have a farm.
Gotcha.
And then we started like a fruit farm, and we tried growing our own stuff in our backyard. We bought some blueberry plants, right? And we have to prune them every year, and it takes about 6 years for them to fully develop to start reaping the fruit. You really don't have to prune them every year, every season no more. Once it gets to that 6 year mark, it's like fully matured, and it'll like produce fruit for like a good surplus amount of years. You won't have to keep keep up with it year after year like you normally would. Once it gets to that certain mark.
Right. We know the Most High is controlling that. You know what I'm saying? The way the growth and where that comes around, that's all within the creation right there.
Like you were saying about the seventh year, how they these farmers, they will plant a crop, and this crop yield whatever the vegetations that they they have in store.
Right.
Then the next year, instead of them letting that land reproduces nourishment, they plant another crop, a different crop, to finish nourishing it and speed it up.
You see,
like 1 year later, same property now. Plant watermelons. Then when the watermelon season is over, they cultivate it, and they'll plant a crop of cucumbers or plant a crop of something else that's in the off season. When it goes, then they cut it back, then they put watermelons back the next year. In other words, they keep that field going.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Yeah. Keep working that field. Yeah.
Use up all the nourishment.
That don't even sound smart.
See, that's what heathens do, turning up things upside down. Like I said, I don't go there, man. But my goodness, man. All right, from there, let's go to 2 Chronicles. 2 Chronicles, chapter 2.
All right. The 2 Chronicles, chapter 2.
We can start at verse 1 for a second, get the context, right?
Verse 1. And Solomon determined to build an house for the name of the Most High, and an house for his kingdom.
You see that? So we're talking about what? When Solomon, building, his temple, right? That's what the context of it. Solomon determined to build a house in the name of the Lord, Solomon's temple, right? We know the Messiah, throughout the gospel, talks about, the Messiah on Solomon's porch on different feast days, right? Jump down to verse 4.
Verse 4. Behold, I build an house to the name of the Lord my God, to dedicate it to him, and to burn before him sweet incense, and for the continual showbread,
Right.
and for the burnt offerings morning and evening, on the Shabbat, and on the new moons, and on the solemn feast of the Most High our God.
Right.
This is an ordinance forever to Israel.
See that? So this is we know this ain't the house, this ain't the temple right here, but this is where we congregate. This is where we gather on what? The feast days. It says here. On the Sabbath, new moons, and on solemn feasts. We know all these days are numbered. That goes back to 1 Chronicles 23:31, right? New moon is what? Day what? Day one. See, all numbered. That's Holy Convocation. New moon day. And the Sabbath, 8, 15, 22, 29. Right? And all the other feasts are numbered. Right? All the other feasts like, tabernacles, Passover, right? So, but it's a good thing here. And to burn before him sweet incense. we always keep some good frankincense in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we gonna burn these frankincense, man.
Right.
Good incense, man. This is a principal spice on top of that. This ain't just a regular incense you get from the bodega, man. Okay? This is frankincense and myrrh, right?
Chief spices.
Yeah, chief spices. To burn before him sweet incense, man. And we keep this thing. People come all the time. Hey, I smelled you guys down the hallway. All praises. Right? We call this that Moses and Aaron. That's what we call it. That Moses and Aaron. That's what this is. I'll answer it. And read that last sentence.
This is an ordinance forever to Israel.
To everybody.
Forever to Israel.
To Israel, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, throughout the four corners of the earth, right? By the seed of the Father in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Go ahead.
So you can see why they promote the Christian Greek scriptures so much. Because the Christian Greek scriptures doesn't really point directly to the Israelites as much as this. This shows you who was written for, who the Most High wrote this Bible for.
Right.
The Israelites.
Right.
And it always say that.
Always.
It never say in the Christian Greek scriptures, it never say for Israel. That's why they can get John 3:16 so much.
Yep.
They can hold to that.
Right. And they go there because they know, they got the heathen. You know what I'm saying? You got the confusion of faces. You got earth is given to hand the wicked. So you got the movies. You got the radio, the TV. You know what I mean? So they know the majority of people don't like to read. You know what I'm saying? That's why they got these school systems, these educational systems. They got so much confusion going on.
We got a lot of activities and fun. Yeah, man.
Right. So where you could pick out a good 20, 40 scriptures, man, and have a doctrine that just that includes everybody, man. Everybody gonna roll with it.
Right.
And like I said, if the crafty council has built, the huge, I say one of the hugest pieces of crafty council is the currency, the money. You see, because once money became more and more attainable, that's where more of what people think that they're free, and now we're equal. More money's accessible. You see what I'm saying? So that's crafty counsel right there, man.
And also too is like everybody, any Christian will also agree that the Old Testament was for Israel. That's why the Christian church deals so heavy to get rid of it. Because every Christian will say, well, yeah, that's the Old Testament. The Old Testament is Israel, 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 Israel. It's all about Israel. They said, well, that's why the New Testament is new, so it changed not just for Israel no more, so that we don't need the Old Testament no more.
Boy, your brother's something else. Yeah, I know he said that.
That's Joel Osteen. That's your Martin Luther King, man. That goes way back into when you watch again The Birth of a Nation, the Nat Turner story. See, that's where that came in, that late 1700s, man. Because you got to understand, we're already over here about almost a little over 100 years by then.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now we understanding English, learning how to read. So the curveballs and the crafty council, they had to stay a step ahead of us, man. You see what I'm saying? So now you got that doctrine like that. These doctrines, again, I remember I said it's called slave masters doctrines.
Right.
That's what all of that is. And it started way back Egyptology. Like you said, with the first captivity. When the Egyptians, when the Israelites were under the Egyptians. That's where you got your Kemet, your Egyptology. That was the first religion.
Right.
That was before your Moors and your Islam.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The sub-Saharan slave trade, right? With Arabs.
Right. So Islam modern history, birth of Islam's modern history.
Right. So,
more or less.
So you see the crafty council. You see? So then, from the slave movement, right? You got what? Brothers and sisters, free labor, right? So then what do you do? Crafty council, not free labor. Now we gotta what? Now we gotta pay them. They done took your name in your language. So now the money is to keep you. You see what I'm saying? And we talking about history, right? We're talking about history here. Let's go to further prove that part. Let's go to Micah. Let's go to Micah. Let's talk. Now we're going into the history on what took place, right? And why we got hit with all these different religions and philosophies. What took place? Christopher Columbus discovered America. Yeah, let's read how he did that. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Yeah. Christopher Columbus discovered America, right? And you're right. Right. Let's see how he did it though.
Here you go. Good. Okay. Micah chapter 1. And 1.
Chapter 2, verse 1.
2 verse 1.
Right.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
So what that sounded like? It says, woe. Woe means what? Destruction or death, right?
Yeah.
To them that devise iniquity. What devise iniquity means? Devise sin, right? Breaking God's laws. So woe unto them that devise iniquity. I mean, you're planning to do something evil and wicked, right? And work evil upon their beds. What that mean? Meaning they plan almost every night on what they gonna do to push more wickedness into the earth, man. Job 9:24 is where I'm concluding, where I'm getting this from, right? We know Job 9:24 says what? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? So who gave it to them? If the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, who gave the earth? Who gave the wicked earth? The Most High. The Most High gave it to him. Why? We know you reading Deuteronomy 28 because the Israelites disobeyed.
Yes.
So just like us when we were kids, we disobeyed. Mom, dad, whoever, go get that switch. Or a punishment time because you didn't listen. Who got punishment for nothing? Nobody. You got punished because you did something wrong. Right? Yeah. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Read on.
When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
You see that? That Job 9:24 is in the power of their hand. Who gave them it? Like the brother said, the Most High. Right? And when the morning is light, when here it come, when come daytime, right? They practice it. Meaning what? What they thought of the night before, the evil that they gonna do, they go out and do it. Right? Because it in the power of their hand. They have the Father. He ain't gonna come down here and chastise us and beat us and take us through these rituals. No, he gonna send the other nations to do it. See, like we read in Deuteronomy 28, right? A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. They came speaking Latin. We were Hebrew. You spoke in Hebrew. They came in Latin. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Not regard the person of the old or the young. Right? So that's going into this. Now read verse 2.
Verse 2, and they covet fields, and they take them by violence.
See, that's what they've done. So again, the Christopher Columbus discovered America. Well, this is how he did it. And they do what?
And they covet fields, and they take them by violence.
See, the fields, what? The lands. Let's say America. Supposedly America, we know in the second Ezra it's called Artaxerxes, right? Northern Kingdom was already here in the land, as per se is second Ezra. Through the North, Central, South America, throughout the islands, man. They covet fields and take them by what? By violence. We just read in verse 1. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Regarding the person of the old nor the young. They covet fields and take them by what? Violence. So they come over here and ask, right? They took the land by violence, man. That means what? Murder and bloodshed. Read on.
So, and take them away, and houses. And houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Right, and that's how they got the land. And houses. What's houses? Houses ain't just, because all of us, let's say we're not at home right now. So your house is, in biblical terms, is you, right? Or a man, his wife, and his children. So, and houses, and take them away. How? So they oppress a man and his house. See that? And you, your house, meaning you, your wife, and your children. Even a man and his heritage. See? Right. So one of those Sabbath days, one of new moon days. Right. Now what you doing? Happy birthday. Merry Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. And we see what happened to the people. That's why we say Thanksgiving and 4th of July are the sickenest holidays ever, man. Those holidays commemorate genocide, man. Those are days of mourning. These are memorials of millions of people that were slaughtered and land was taken and their heritage was stolen from them. They talking 4th of July and Happy Thanksgiving.
They got us food.
Got us food.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Celebrating.
Right, but you got a raise. You see that? We're gonna make you manager over the department. Or we're gonna make you GM. You see that? Or you got drafted to the Bucks. $10 million.
It's trash.
You see, we don't understand, but where you going for water? Where you going for food? Where you going for gas? Do your people own anything? No. So who's stroking that check? See that? But now that's why we say the cat is out of the bag. Right. The cat is out of the bag, man. We know everybody's on borrowed time right now. It's like we say, well, every day the Messiah is getting closer to this earth. Every day you're getting closer, man. Right? So jump down to verse 10. What did he tell us? Because we got different clues. They put in the movies. Get Out. Yeah, you got Get Out. You got what's the other movie? You got How They See When They See Us. That's a good one. Trying to think, that was a while ago. Oh, Sleeping with the Enemy. Right, brother? Man, that go back like to the 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
See? We gotta understand, man, these subliminal messages they putting out, man. Right? So read verse 10.
Verse 10, arise ye and depart.
You see that? Who's that talking to us? Arise. Did that tell us to pack up our stuff and catch plane tickets over to Jerusalem?
No.
That's talking about spiritually. Come out of her.
I wouldn't mind that either, though.
Huh?
I wouldn't mind going back.
I wouldn't mind, you know what I'm saying? But we know it ain't gonna be, you know what I'm saying? They still rule over there.
Yeah, they still
we need to get permission. You gotta get a passport.
Yeah.
You see that? So Heavenly Father saying, arise ye, you Israelites, and depart what? Spiritually, mentally. Come out of her, my people. It means let go of the birthdays. Right. Let go of the swine. Come back to your dietary, come back to your heritage. That's what arise ye and depart is. So arise ye and depart, read on.
For this is not your rest.
Why? Because we're in the land of our captivity. This ain't our land of rest. Ain't talking about getting comfortable. Well, I'm going to retire and get my 401k. And we understand. Don't mean not that we're not saying just don't be lazy and be a bum. You got to take care of yourself. But this is this is not your rest. You got to understand that you got to be spiritually inclined to understand this. Read on.
Because it is polluted.
Why?
Because it is polluted.
Uh-huh.
It shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction.
That's why he's saying, come out of her, my people. It shall destroy you. What? This that believing in the American dream. Right? To believe in the American dream, you got to be asleep, man. Y'all see what's taking place?
Yep.
No justice, no peace. Hands up, don't shoot. You got to look at Bill Cosby and look at Kevin Spacey. You see a lot of people we talking about, man, you got good money in the lawyer. Well, what about Bill Cosby then, bro?
Yeah, I just heard earlier today.
What about R. Kelly?
Yeah.
You serious? If it was just about money and a lawyer.
Right.
No, it ain't about money and a lawyer.
Right.
Not that. No, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. You were talking. No, I just saw earlier today on the news that that the Eric Gardner case they've been going on for like the last 5 or 6 years. They dismissed all charges against the officer and like nothing. He's not going to get any repercussions at all whatsoever.
Yep.
And the scriptures say it.
Yeah,
his sister. I mean, it was his daughter or his sister. Somebody was in front of they going off.
His mom.
That was his mom. Yeah, somebody was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But mom need these scriptures, man. Mom, you're an Israelite. You're a Jew. Your son was a Jew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a kid.
Matter of fact, I seen that, man, and then I went to the other brother, Michael Brown.
Michael Brown.
Is that his name? Michael Brown from Ferguson, Missouri.
Yeah.
That song.
Man,
2014.
they made a song about him, man. That's when they did that. 2014.
Yeah.
Man, it was crazy, man. Yeah, all the you know what I'm saying. White people made a country song about him. How they shot him down like a roadkill dog, and
Hell no.
yeah, man.
Zechariah 11:5. Yeah, just concluding on what we're talking about right now. Zechariah 11:5. You're right, man. This is what's taking place, and why people understand God love everybody. How come this is only happening to one nation of people? When have we ever seen a Chinese boy, a Chinese man, get shot down the street by law enforcement, bro? Huh? Or the Arab man? How come we're not seeing that with the other nations of people? People, we gotta start putting these links together. How come it's only happening to these people and not these?
Right.
And how come we don't want to talk about vote? When you see the Chinese man talking about vote, or the Arab talking about vote,
They don't care.
Nope.
see, because they know it don't apply to them and it don't matter.
Right.
But we trying to, no justice, no peace. We gonna get justice. From who?
They don't get it.
Are you serious? All this time?
Still sleep.
Most I picked their delusion.
They still
Most
sleep.
High picking that delusion, right? We know what it is now because we understand the scriptures, man. Because we had that delusion one too. Like the delusion I share all the time. First black president. Yes, I drank the Kool-Aid.
We did too.
Yeah, first black. We understand that he ain't one of us. He ain't no Negro. He's not a so-called Hispanic. He's not a Jew. He's not one of us, man.
Right.
That's why he got the presidency.
Wow.
So let's read this in Zechariah 11:5.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5.
Right.
Whose possessors slay them.
See that? That's what we're talking about with Eric Gardner and Michael Brown. Right? Read that down. Who's what?
Whose possessors slay them.
And how we know who the possessors are? Again, we tell brothers this all the time. You can tell by your last name. We wearing European last names, man. Okay? Speaking English and Spanish, right? And our identity goes back to when our people were conquered. We don't know nothing prior to that. That proves you're an Israelite. And we supposed to do what? Yeah, it's a bitter but sweet. We supposed to be what? Not be ashamed. Supposed to be glorious in that, knowing that, okay, the Heavenly Father only loves me or us. That's why we're being punished. So you got to take that cheerfully.
Yeah.
To have a God.
Yeah.
Than to be like one of them heathen ain't got no God. You just a vessel for destruction. Vessel fit for destruction. Not a vessel for honor. Look at it like that. You're a vessel made to honor. So read that from the top again.
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
And that's what they do. And why? Because it's their court system. Right? Psalms 83 is United Nations. So if we don't have no representation in the United Nations, how you gonna get justice? You have the representation. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Who will rise up for me and stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? So the Heavenly Father's people don't have representation in the earth from other mankind. So who possessors slay them but hold themselves not guilty. He's telling us this. This was written hundreds of years ago. Read on.
And they that sell them say, "Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich," and their own shepherds pity them not.
See, and they that sell them say, "Blessed be the Lord." Right? Sell them out. We know who was sold into slavery, right? Africans and Arabs through history. Joel chapter 3, how the Africans and Arabs sold the Jew, right? The Israelite man, woman, and child to the Grecians. That's in Joel chapter 3, right? And they sell them, say, "Blessed be the Lord." Why? Because they think they're getting away with it. They think it's going to continue on to be like this. They sell them, say, "Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich." Yeah, y'all filthy rich, man. You're wealthy, you ain't rich. You're wealthy. You got the whole earth under derision and wickedness, right? But it says, and their own shepherds pity them not. Our own shepherds. Look at throughout history. You got Martin Luther King. We had our Al Sharpton. That's another thing I saw. It wasn't Eric Garner. Or Michael Brown. No, Eric Garner, like you said, when his family was up there, he was standing right behind him, Al Sharpton. See, I'm like, let's see, this is the problem right now. Ain't nothing going. This is a circus. This is a comedy show for Esau. They don't understand that. They sitting back just laughing. Look at these ignorant Negroes.
Bro, I think it was Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton. I heard that one of them was an informant or something like that.
Yeah. Al Sharpton was.
Well, both of them are.
Right.
Yeah.
And be honest with you, I got you, brother. Every so-called pastor or reverend or priest, not the other nations, I'm talking about one of our own Israelite people that have leaderships in these religious organizations, they're murderers. They're murdering. They're scattering the sheep right there. That their own shepherds pity them not. These so-called black Hispanic pastors, they're scattering the sheep. They're murdering their own people, man.
Yeah.
There, brother. Man.
You made a statement a little while ago about his riches.
Mm-hmm.
What is on the American dollar bill?
Their face, Egyptian pyramid. In God we trust. They got some nerve, man. They got some nerve. In God we trust.
Right.
We just passed gay laws with a black president. So-called black president. You see that? In God we trust how?
Hypocritical nation.
Hypocritical nation, man.
And they took that the covenant with the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that and done made that wicked.
LGBT.
Yes. Right. The LGBT stuff. I'm like,
right.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Now it's theirs, and they got this thing now where, like some of our celebrities, instead of they're like, you don't have to engage in homosexuality, but long as you don't speak against them, long as you support him. Like we were talking about, like Nick Cannon, for example. He ain't homosexual, but he promotes and supports the gay community. So long as you don't have to be gay, but long as you support them and don't talk against them, you're okay. Then you good.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? That crafty counsel.
2 Peter 2:12.
2 Peter 2:12. Let's get it. Brother got a precept.
Something Cannon talked about homosexuality in his canon class.
Second Peter chapter 2, verse 12 said, "But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed."
Mm-hmm. See, these natural brute beasts, which they think we are, you know what I'm saying, still like less than 3/5 of a man, right? They think we're the beast, but they are really the true brute beasts, which shall be what? Made to be
taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not.
Right. They are made to be destroyed, and they speak evil of the things they understand not. Right? What Hillary Clinton called the super predators, right? They don't even understand, man. Yeah, we an army, man. That army that he woke up, right? The Valley of Dry Bones. That's why I always say the Lord of Hosts. The Lord of the host of his army, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're more than a super predator. They just don't know. But they speak evil of the things that they don't know.
And shall utterly perish in their own corruption.
Right, they shall utterly perish in their own corruption. Right, everything they do, that, you know what I'm saying. The just by saying that, the missiles that they're building, that they got right on standby, the ICBM missiles. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They gonna utterly perish in their own corruption, man. By thermonuclear fire, man. That fervent heat. So, yeah, man. Right.
Praise. That just goes into prophecy, like we said. When you read up top of verse 12, we said, "But these." Right, but that's the 2/3. Right? But these, as new natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not. Right? They, Hebrew is like black Hebrew Israelite. You see, we know that came from, that's a crafty counsel. That came from the heathen right there. Ain't no such thing. Black is a color, Hebrew's a language, Israelites nationality. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, we're gonna call you red Hebrew Edomites. How that sound? Yeah. Now so if we're black Hebrew Israelites, then you're red Hebrew Edomites. Because they spoke Hebrew too. That's why I don't understand. Like, Hebrew's a language. It's not a really a national. It's not a it's a language. Right. And we know that the ancient Hebrew is not really in the earth fluently like that anyway. So no one's really speaking fluent Hebrew. It's more like a Paleo or like they got that Aramaic in there.
Modern,
right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we understand that's why we got Hebrew concordance and things like that, just to help us with certain translations and breakdowns. But once you understand precept upon precept, you know what I'm saying? It's there more or less. And like going into the Hebrew, you want to get a deeper understanding on a word like feast. See what I'm saying? Feast not, you see what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But the precepts all line up.
Right.
You can't run now. Feast still mean what it mean, man, all over the Bible.
Right.
Exactly.
You see, so we use Hebrew, you don't have to. Somebody, you're Hebrews, like, you know Hebrew? Hey, man, no. Hey, look. Heavenly Father said, let's go to Isaiah real quick. Because it's not about if you speak Hebrew. That's not what this is about. Just to clear that up. Isaiah 28. Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 11.
For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people.
You see that? And that's why. Because the Heavenly Father knew in latter time, like latter days like now, his people were going to what? Break the covenant, go into captivity, right? And be speaking of another tongue and another language. And everything was going to be stripped from us. Mm-hmm. Our name, nationality, and our heritage. Right? So with stammering lips and another tongue, what they're talking about? Stammering lips meaning what we know that the Most High does all over his Bible. Repeat. How many times he told us, I'm the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. I'm the Lord your God. Keep my commandments. Israel. For with stammering lips, he repeat. So with stammering lips and another tongue meaning what? Another language. You know what I'm saying? The language didn't stay in Hebrew. What are we going to do with the Hebrew Bible right now? Ain't do nothing. So with stammering lips and another tongue, will he speak to this people, his people? He knew we were going to be speaking English and Spanish. You got English Bibles, you got Spanish Bibles, you got, I think, Creole, you got some Latin. Bibles now are translated in all languages. Because his people, he knew his people were going to captivity. Some people don't know English. They know only Espanol. Right? And some Spanish guys, people only know English. Right? That was one of the lights.
I like you, sucker.
Oh man.
For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people. That's all we understand. Or well, King James, and so a lot of our people too, they get hung up on just because the Bible's written in English, they think it was written by the European. It's a white man book just because it's written in English right now. Not understanding it had to be translated.
Right.
It had to be translated, man. Through the Spirit of Heavenly Father, he knew his people had to get his word. How else would he get his word?
Right.
Right.
Jeremiah 17:4. Right?
Sense.
That's why 17:4. That's why it happened, man. He took the stripped up our language here, like the brother said.
Let's go ahead and get there. Jeremiah 17:4. Further improvement of what we're saying.
You don't have to break down. I mean, you can, but you don't have to break down every word. You know what I'm saying? Because it speaks for itself, like the brother said. You go to another precept, say to clarify it and edify it and modify it. You know what I'm saying? To a more, you know what I'm saying? That would to where you can understand it even to a third grader level, man.
Right.
Right.
Again, like the word feast.
Right.
You know, some of these words have multiple meanings, like sin, transgress, trespass, and iniquity. The same thing, those 4 words. Trespass, transgress, iniquity, and sin. Same thing.
Right.
Right. So, Jeremiah 17:4, further proving why we speak English, why the Bible's written in English. Jeremiah 17:4, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
See what that said? It said, and thou, even thyself. Not everybody. Everybody wasn't included on this.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't Israel. It said, and thou, even thyself. So don't, you know what I'm saying? You can't say, oh, the nation done taught me this or that. No, y'all selves. Go ahead.
And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
It was a commandment, came straight out of his mouth. That shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave you. It was commanded. Once it come out of his lips, man, that's it. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
How come back then we got enemies, but you know what I'm saying, as soon as Christ died on the cross, you know what I'm saying, enemies become friends.
Right.
I still don't understand that, man.
Right.
That's what these religions say, you know. When Jesus Christ came, you know, and now it's about love, and all of a sudden now when he shed his blood, you know what I'm saying, our enemies become our friends.
It's like he died for nothing.
Right.
It don't make no sense, man.
Because we got enemies of our own people on top of that.
Right.
Because like, what was Judas to Hamashiach?
He was the enemy.
He was his enemy,
he was a coon,
but was he still his brother?
Right.
So that's still, so like, Christians, they take what Christ says, like, forgive thy enemy, out of context, because that's still part of the law. The enemies of our own people, we still got to forgive them according to what was written in the Old Testament.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Plus, on top of that, they don't know that the Messiah was only talking to who?
Israel.
See, he wasn't talking to all nationality, talking about forgive your enemies. No, he was talking to his own people with that.
Right.
Right? For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Why? Well, how we kindled the fire in his anger?
We just continue.
What was the main discontinuance?
Like the main sin?
Right.
Breaking these commandments.
Serving the other gods.
Serving the other gods.
Yeah, man, that they was doing that a lot, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I was just going over that today. I mean, you know what I mean? In Kings, how there was every king, bro, it was like going off and keep serving other gods. He's just doing all these marvels and miracles and in front of him, man, and he just steady was going off, man. It's crazy, man.
You know, like you brought that out about serving those other gods. Just the Israelites. The Israelites. When they were brought out of Egypt, and Moses left and was gone too long, what did they do?
Yep.
They told Aaron, make us another God.
Make us another God.
To lead us. How is he going to make a God to lead them?
Yep.
Just
it was something else, man.
Yep. That was around the time of the first sign of Stockholm Syndrome, too. Because they were telling them, boy, we wish we were still in Egypt with the flesh spots. You know what I'm saying? Up under Pharaoh. I say, dang, brother, they worse than Negroes these days.
Yeah.
Negroes
They
love
seen
America, man. Be like, yeah, man, you know.
Right. That's why the brother's saying they were worse, because they saw the miracles.
Right. They seen it, man.
They saw the miracles.
Right. They seen
Somebody
the
make us
water
another
open
God.
and all that, man.
And still want to go back.
They got the nerve to say, make us another God.
Multiple times, bro. Like, they rebelled multiple times in that place.
Yeah, man.
So that's why, so we understand why. We gotta we have to really wrap our minds to understand why we're the chosen and why we're going through what we're going through.
That's why, read that last part right there.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
It's like they burnt out all the grace. You know what I'm saying? He had to see the sun, man. Our ancestors burnt up all the grace, man. You know what I'm saying? The chances. They burnt up all the chances, man. Now we had to come in up on the slavery and everything, man. It was like, oh, welcome to captivity, you know?
man. But you gotta think too. If the whole world, John 3:16 said, the Most High sent His Son to save the whole world.
Right.
Would He have needed to send Him to save if the whole world was
Right.
in salvation? He wouldn't have needed to send Him.
Right.
He could have just saved the whole world.
Right. Because we were just one people in captivity around that time. Everybody else was cultivating their lands and living up under their own government and councils, you know. But Israel, we was up under the Romans and up under all these other nations doing their customs and traditions and everything.
Shoot, if that was the case, how come Hamashiach didn't go to like Asia or Thailand or some shit like that and preach over there?
Right, man. Right.
If he was sent for them.
Oh, go ahead, bro. We taking it. We taking that thing.
No, we good because we just about closing up. You know what I mean? So, hey, all praise. This is what we're talking about. This is our history, Shabbat.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the things that have taken place, with our people. You know what I'm saying? That we just reflecting on the history and what we've inherited. Right? So this is another beautiful thing. Now let's jump over to verse 21.
verse 21.
17. Jeremiah 17.
17 and 21.
Right.
Thus saith the Lord, take heed to yourselves.
See that? So this is a beautiful part, right? Doing what? Taking heed to ourselves. So this is the beautiful part about what? The Shabbat. So this is Shabbat day, right? Day 15. So thus saith the Heavenly Father, take heed to yourself. Read on.
And bear no burden on the Sabbath day,
Uh-huh.
nor bring it into and by the gates of Jerusalem.
See that? Nor bring it, take and bear no burdens on the Sabbath day, nor bring it in by the gates of Jerusalem. That's a beautiful thing. Let's say, just for example, me and the brother might have bumped heads yesterday, or you know what I'm saying? We have our little disputes. I mean, we're still a family, still a people. Like the Messiah said, we're gonna have little, little bumps.
Right.
But what he tell us right here, because we know the Sabbath day is what? It's his day. You see this? So thus saith the Lord, take heed to yourself. Take heed to yourself. Understand that what? You're the Israelites, and this is a what? Sabbath is a feast day. So take heed to yourself, because what we do on Sabbath, we supposed to what? Serve the Most High. It's his day, right? Take heed to yourself and bear no burdens on the Sabbath day. So I don't care how upset you are with your brother or your sister, or what happened yesterday or the day before, because we know things happen. We have situations happen, right? We in captivity. We still in the flesh. Things happen. Nor bring it in by the gates of Jerusalem. Meaning what? Like holy convocation right now. And hold that peace, man. You got to deal with that tomorrow. And if someone might slip up, be like, hey, man, hey, sis or brother, you remember the law said no burden on Sabbath day, man. So you got to talk to me tomorrow about that. See, that's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
That's beautiful. Not on Shabbats. Shabbats, you're commanded to be joyful and gladness, and you got to forget about all that, man.
Yes.
Right? Nor bring it in the gates of Jerusalem. Again, around the holy convocation. You gotta leave that. You gotta leave that. Like when you say when you come into this, let's say you come to school, you gotta leave that at the door.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta leave that at the door, or leave it at your house, or leave it in the car, whatever. We ain't doing that on the holy Shabbats. Right? Read on verse 22.
Neither carry forth a burden out of your house on the Sabbath day.
I just said that. Leave that crap at home or in your car, wherever. Leave it in your backpack, right? Not on the Shabbat. Bottom line, read on.
Neither do any work, but hallow ye the Sabbath day.
But that's the point. Do what?
But hallow ye the Sabbath day.
Hallow you have by doing what? Making it holy, bearing no burdens, no work, no bondage. You understand the law. Read on.
As I commanded your fathers.
As I commanded your fathers, right? So it's an inheritance on down, generation to generation. As I commanded your father. So you just told our father that we excluded, we good? Nah, he said throughout your generations, forever. Right? So all praises, man. If y'all had any questions, any precepts, we just want to again, main thing is what? The Sabbath is a feast day, holy convocation. And we here.
If you go ahead to 23.
Okay.
We're talking about those stiff necks and eyes.
I was just looking for that.
Yeah, go ahead, read on.
23.
Mm-hmm.
But they obeyed not, neither inclined their ear, but made their necks stiff, that they might not hear nor receive instruction.
All right, and we know that has taken place with our people.
Yep.
Yeah.
But go ahead, read on.
Jake.
And it shall come to pass, if ye diligently hearken unto me, saith the Most High, to bring no burden through the gates of this city on the Sabbath day, but hallow the Sabbath day to do no work therein.
You see that? When we were talking about with stammering lips, how many times he tell us right here between verse 21 and verse 24 about bearing no burdens on the Sabbath? You that? Verse 21?
Yep.
And bear no burden. Verse 22. Neither carry forth a burden.
That's 3 times.
See that? Verse 24. To bring in no burden. See that? Stammering lips.
Still going. Yep.
See right there? How many times I gotta tell you, man? Like we were kids, take off your shoes, you come in the house. How many times we had to be told that, man? Wash your hands before you eat. When you're 15, 13 years old, you know the drill.
Still going.
Yeah.
No, you still gonna sit your butt down and try to eat without washing your hands. So we know through the spirit, man, we probably had to repeat everything. Man.
True.
Had to repeat everything. It's like we go out in the street, we had to keep telling people, man, you're not black, man. Black is a color. You know what I'm saying? Right. You gotta keep telling people, keep the command. Like you tell me, you if y'all pull up a concordance and you type in the word commandments in the concordance, The Heavenly Father told us to keep the commandments over 1,000 times in His Bible, man. Over 1,000 times He told His people to keep the commandments. How many times did I tell you?
It's a lot.
And we still go out every weekend and tell people what? Keep the commandments. Like the brother came up, man, an older brother, right? That he seen us out there a few times. When he came up to us after camp, about an hour and a half, he sat over there for 30 minutes. He done seen us a few times. What did he have the nerve to walk up and say to us after camp?
What's up, pimps?
Okay. And then what was his question? Right? That's a bad spirit right there. And then what was his question?
So what's the solution?
That's what he said.
Read
it, say it one more time. What the brother said? What's the what?
What's the solution?
Wow.
Yeah.
Brother done hurt. He stayed right in them apartments. He done hurt us. We done been out there. He done hurt us, man. He had what's up, pimp players? What's going on, man? So what's the solution, man?
Yeah.
You serious, brother? They had to cut him off. Okay, look, check this out. If you're sincere, and this goes for our brothers and sisters, we love our people, right?
Yeah.
If you're sincere, we told them, come to the school, man. It's the address. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we there, bro. We've been lied to all our lives, man. School, you've been indoctrinated for 12, 15 years, bro.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay? We're not going to be able to give you an answer that's going to satisfy you, bro.
Right.
So, you want to get some understanding, you got to, if you're sincere, brother, you got to come to the school.
Right.
And guess what? And that killed that conversation.
Wow.
That's funny. You just got finished reading Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
Mm-hmm. Right. Sure,
That's
let's go and get there. That's how we close up when we go to camp. That's how we close one of our classes.
While you're right here in,
Okay.
in
Jeremiah?
Go to 27.
Jeremiah 17:27?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But if you will not hearken unto me to hallow the Sabbath day,
All right.
and not to bear a burden,
They told you again, right? Again. We're going to keep telling you, brothers and sisters. Read it from the top again.
but if you will not hearken unto me to hallow the Sabbath day, and not to bear a burden, even entering in at the gates of Jerusalem on the Sabbath day, then will I kindle a fire in the gates thereof, and it shall devour the places of Jerusalem, and it shall not be quenched.
And we know that's true, man. Because we ain't been back to Jerusalem.
No.
We ain't been back there. So you see, so the Heavenly Father ain't playing about His Sabbaths, man.
That's the one I wanted to get.
He's not playing about His Sabbath, man. We ain't been back to that Holy Land yet. It's been over 2,000 years, man. Heavenly Father's not playing.
It's a long time.
Right. So now we understand, bear no burdens. Okay, so again, we understand we're going to bump heads. That's family. We're going to bump heads, we're going to have conflicts, misunderstanding here and there. But what? You deal with that. We got how many holy convocations each month? 5. New moons and Sabbaths. So how many other days you got after them 5?
New moons and Sabbaths?
After New Moon 5, which is 5, right. How many other days that you got in the month?
25.
25. So them other 25 days, y'all deal with your own crap on those days. The Heavenly Father's telling us, right? You deal with your burdens and your what they call your worldly words, like your beef or your differences, right? Your issues, your problem. You talking about me, right? Y'all deal with that on them 25 days. Say again.
Your drama.
Right, your drama. Right, you deal with your drama, Israel, on them 25 ordinary days.
That's right.
But on my holy days, on my feast days, hold that, man. Take that somewhere else, man.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Leviticus where now?
Oh, we're gonna close out unless you had somewhere.
Yeah, I was just gonna you know what I'm saying, go to Matthew 10:23 real quick, because you were saying something about
10:23.
we ain't in Israel, and I don't think we're supposed to be over in Israel. We're not, right? I ran across this, and I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody else probably ran across it, but it's a prophecy.
Right.
That it was when he was speaking to the disciples. Now, was he telling the disciples don't go back into Israel no more? No, this future prophecy, man.
All right. St. Matthew chapter 10, verse 23.
Go ahead.
But when they persecute you in this city, ye flee into another. For verily I say unto you, he shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come.
You see that? To the Son of Man be come.
Exactly.
Yeah, so yeah,
You know
we
what I'm
ain't
saying?
even gonna be
We
back
ain't
until he
supposed
come back.
to be going over there. That land is defiled. The Most High, when the Most High put us up out of that land, He don't want us back until His Son touch back down, man. So we ain't supposed to be getting our feet kissed. Know what I'm saying? Out there. Know what I'm saying? But He's been bowing down to us before the Mashiach do.
Right.
We ain't supposed to be going back there. You see some of the brothers going over there, and they You know what I'm saying? They be doing their Passover and stuff, all that stuff off, man.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't want to go over there, man. All them gay parades they have with the Most High, any time now about to destroy that place. But go ahead, brother.
Right, and now I got to further prove on that because that's deep, right? That with the brothers, that is true. Hey, Isaiah chapter 1 verse 7, man. Because what land we talking about? Our homeland, which is Jerusalem, Israel. Of course, we would love to move back to our homeland, but it's not. Thus said the Heavenly Father, it's not in the condition. Right. We're in captivity. Heathens are in the land's defiled. We're living in a different time right now.
Right.
It's not our homeland. No, you're scattered.
I don't want you over there right now.
No one is over there right now. Isaiah 1 and 7.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 7. It say, your country is desolate, and your cities are burnt with fire. Your land strangers devour it in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers.
Well, that's talking about our homeland. Right? See that? Your country is what? Desolate. Right? Your cities burnt with fire. We just read that. Your land, we already know again, Israel, Jerusalem, strangers devour it in your presence. Brothers, gay parades, swine, abominations. Heathens are simply unclean people. They're not clean.
Right.
By circumcision, by birth, man.
Right.
So the land is what? Defiled. Heathens live in the land.
Right.
And they having, again, gay parades.
Right.
So you gonna go over there for what?
No, that's right.
Don't get me wrong. I was like, okay, go over and look around and stare in the sky, but what you really gonna get?
Right.
Stare in the sky.
You see what I'm saying? You're really not going to get. You ain't gonna see nothing holy. Ain't nothing holy, but you walking around looking.
Right, bro.
Sure, it's just gonna make you mad going up over there, man.
Right. Yeah, you the holy vessel, right? You going to visit your homeland, but it's desolate, and it might bring you down more or less than boost you up like you hope it would be.
Right.
That ain't gonna be a blessing going to your homeland and defiled by heathens.
Right, bro.
Person knowing the understanding that we are in now.
Right.
It's not like we were, maybe in grade school, took a trip to Africa. Ooh, you see what I'm saying? You won't have no understanding. But now where we're at now, we like, now we ain't going for that, man. Right? That'll be like going to Lion Country Safari. Oh, we saw giraffes and elephants. That's not what we understand now, though. You see what I'm saying? Your land, strangers devour in your presence.
Right.
How's that? Because not even what it's been there. We see gay parades in Jerusalem. It said Tel Aviv, Israel, gay parade.
Yeah, man.
Right.
On national TV.
Yep.
For the whole world to see, we defiling the Holy Land. But that's funny. They're not going to say that.
Right.
They ain't going to say that. Gay pride. No pride. It's abominations, right? Shall devour it in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by what? Strangers. That's right. They're strangers. Heathens are strangers. Right. Strangers, enemies, heathens. Strangers are the Most High's people, right? Vessels fit unto dishonor. All right, so with that, man, we concluded Ecclesiastes, right? Ecclesiastes.
Right.
Go ahead and conclude. No, let's conclude the Alabaster box.
The box. We're going to the box.
Alabaster box. We go Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
Yeah.
The conclusion of the whole matter: keep God's laws and commandments. Then we just going there because again we were talking about one of our brothers because he's our brother. See, we got brothers,
right.
and sisters just because they don't know that they're Israelite. Those are our brothers and sisters. These are the people that Messiah is talking about. He's not talking about the others. So it's just because a person don't know they're Israelite that don't mean they're not one.
Right.
So they're still our brothers and sisters out there that's lost. They're the lost sheep. See what I'm saying? So the conclusion of the whole matter, he's like, man, what's up, man? Man, what's going on, man? What we supposed to be doing? Man, y'all, we just read the scripture. We always close in camp, street ministry, right? Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. The conclusion of the whole matter, to fear God and keep his commandments. So what we supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
So what we gonna do? We gonna keep going out there pushing it.
Right.
That's right.
Then when you get the answer, big grown man tells him, see, man, that ain't gonna work for me. Like, see, damn, what else did you want, man?
See,
you know what I mean?
Right. He wanted the answer of reparations. We all gonna get 10 mil.
Yeah.
See, that's what he wanted.
So you can go live it up.
See?
And be wicked with money.
Right, and giving money right back to him. Who you going to for gas?
Back to
Don't buy me 10 cars. Right. Who you gonna buy them from? And who you gonna get the license? Who you got to go to insure them?
Well,
Who you gonna get the tags from?
Right.
And where you gotta go get gas?
Right.
right.
And when you need service and oil change, where you going? See, we don't even think that far, man.
No, that's too heavy for them.
See, it's too heavy for them, baby. It's too heavy for that 2/3.
They
See
can
that?
get that meal and give it right back.
Right back. Right back, man. All right, let's go, man. The alabaster box. Let me close out the holy Shabbat. The holy Shabbat, right?
All right. St. Matthew chapter 26, verse 6. Now when the Messiah was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When the Messiah understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her.
All praise to the Heavenly Father. Every time we bring out the gospel, you know, we commend, like the Messiah said, we mention this wonderful work that this woman did for him. You know, very precious ointment.
Yes.
You know, for his body, man. We commemorate every time we bring out the gospel. And what's the gospel? The gospel is that the Messiah, which is a so-called black man, right, from the tribe of Judah, right, died for his people, who buried, rose again, and
Adopted.
only redeemed this one group of people.
Right.
That's the gospel. The gospel of the Messiah came from one nation of people, man. Ain't gonna set them free. Right? So every time we bring out the gospel, you know, so sometimes we forget, sometimes we actually bring out the this alabaster box of this woman before we actually go into teaching. So we definitely always try to remember to do like the Messiah said he commanded us to mention this woman when we bring out the gospel. So all praise to the Heavenly Father, right? Another beautiful class. Congregating on the Shabbat, right? Going through what our history.
Yes.
And then to bear no burdens on the Sabbath day, right?
Hell nah.
Right? You got an issue, holler at your people tomorrow.
We good today.
Right. Good today, bro. I don't want to act. We good today, bro. I want to hear it. I'll let you tomorrow.
Right.
What if you just found?
Yeah, that's something though. That's something to consider.
You probably have to just eat that and just say, wait till after the Shabbat.
That'll be something, bro.
Yeah.
That'll definitely be something.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, man. We finna go into day 16, man. You know, and
Day 16, wait, the brother says your pagan Thursday.
right. Day 16, Pagan Thursday.
Shit, man, I'm gonna be flying out later this morning. I guess later this morning, I guess. About 7:45, I'm out for New York, man.
Okay. You say you gonna go to New York?
Yeah.
Yo, say.
The Lord said to Moses, rise up and
Say. Say, you know what I'm saying? Say it easy on that road.
When you talking about leaving?
But they will so that evil replaced the
They on this month?
Yeah, well, no, this morning.
aka slavery. We were not looking up, we were not here. We were not listening, we were not here. We was the righteous and we was the kings. We was the priests. Listen to
Oh man, we gonna miss you out there, bro.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I be on the
I'm on social media. Amazon, he has a wedding, so he pulled up New York. Yes, I'm gonna pull up that.
Hey, that's what's up, man. I like that.
And the Lord said to Moses,
I'm not seriously, dude. The people Yashara
Just so something. I ain't looking at it.
Yeah, no, you already did all the.
Shalom, grace and peace, you two.
Comes back.
Right. And I feel like